a local player whose playing I really like brought in this Deluxe reverb now. Jim is an excellent musician, not very technical. This has got a slight angle to it. I'm going to have to replace this. This has been stressed. But his report was it started making weird noises, and he looked in the back, and he saw a glow coming from one of the tubes down at this end. So, rectifier or output tubes. So we'll find out if it's a 6L6, these are some electroharmonics, or if it's the GZ34. Usually it's a GZ34 that goes south in these things. But anyway, I'm going to power this on through my light bulb limiter, and we'll see if we see a show. At first, I'm going to bring it in, power it on, but leave it in standby. When it's in standby, this will have voltage, these will not. So if we get a light show here, we don't have to go any farther. Before I do any of that, though, I want to make sure the fuse has not been changed for something incorrect. It's supposed to be a 2 amp. It is a 2 amp. Good. All right. And it's not blown. So let's power it on. And watch this. All right, I'm not seeing anything very worrying. A little bit of a blue glow on this tube right here, just from the heaters. So I'm going to take it out of standby, ready to switch it back off. There was definitely a thud when I tapped on this tube the first time. It's not there now. That blue glow I mentioned does not always correlate to any actual problem. This tube can have a blue glow and be fine for 30 years. But sometimes that can also coincide with an issue. Turn the reverb off so I don't have to hear it. I don't trust this plug, just in case this has gone intermittent, because these plastic molded cables can go intermittent. So I've also got a lot of strain here on the terminals on the speaker. I'm going to take this back out of standby, turn one of the channels up so I can hear it coming through the speaker, and see if this speaker cuts in and out as I move this. Yep. All right. So the speaker can cut out depending on the orientation of this plug. Let me put it back in standby. And if you can just, it's apparent to the eye, but this used to be more straight, and this has got a bend to it now because it's a piece of crap. I'm going to change the speaker out in this amp anyway, and I'll change out the speaker cable at the same time. It sounds like the pots need to be cleaned again. Let's try the normal channel. Just a little bit. Let's try the treble and bass. And on the reverb channel, definitely needs to be cleaned. Tube socket needs to be cleaned as well. Hear that putta-da, 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 putta-da? It goes away now. I don't know if you heard that through the mic above everything, but when I take this tube shield off, I can hear my Wi-Fi router, putta-da, putta-da, putta-da. Tube shield back, goes away. There are people on the forums who say, never use these, they darken your sound. They do, a very, very slight amount, but they also reject a lot of environmental noise. So it continues the shielding of the chassis through all the parts of the amp the signal passes through, including the tubes. So if you're in a studio and you have no environmental noise and you detect a slight improvement by having the shield off, by all means, go for it. If you're in the real world, better to have them on and just slightly turn up the treble a little bit. in my opinion. When I thump V8, the second 6v6, I occasionally get thumps. And there you go, there's a hum to it. So it's definitely a bad tube. In theory, I should turn the amp off and move these tubes around and see if the problem stays with the tube, which is this tube, or whether the problem stays with the socket. In this case, because it's when I happen to physically move the tube itself, disturb it physically, it's the tube. But many times, if you have a fault in the output section, you do need to verify, is it a fault in the wiring at the socket or a fault at the tube? I mentioned that as a best practice that isn't necessary in this case, because I can tap on this all day long. Hear a little bit of microphonics, that's it. Tap on this too much. There you go. So I'm going to let this run a few more hours just to make sure no other problems reveal themselves. I'm going to then power it off, drain the caps, take all the preamp tubes out, clean all the tube sockets, because there's some as I move that V2. Just make sure I've not missed anything else. A pair of 6v6s, a new speaker cable. I already got the cable, and a speaker plug. I'll go with the Switchcraft flat right angle. And this amp should be back in service and very reliable. The reissues can really sound great once they're not trying to kill themselves. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube these days? I don't know. Thanks for watching.